First attempt to listen to Be More Chill. And yes, this is in vertical cam. I don't care. Hi. Welcome to a long rambled video of a 15-year-old complaining about musical theater. More specifically, Be More Chill. Also, yes, this is my first video, and yes, I don't care that I don't know how to use my mic and don't have a pop filter. So, what is Be More Chill? Well, it's an unimaginative musical theater adaptation of an already poorly written book by Med Vizini that is only popular because it's angsty, edgy, and cool, like the kids who think that they're good at musical theater like. It's not relatable or thought-provoking, it's just a cash grab. With music and lyrics by Joe Iconis, the genius behind such hits as the very popular musical The Plant That Ate Dirty Socks, a literal children's book. How could it not have gone wrong? Just to be clear, I don't have a thing against unknown playwrights and librettists. I, as an aspiring playwright, would love for my work to be discovered, but life hasn't gotten that far. Even still, a lack of experience doesn't excuse a lack of imagination in an artist. Any artist can make a famous painting on MS Paint, but but not anyone could create a masterpiece on the best professional equipment without imagination. And that's what Be More Chill tries to do. Hiding its idiocy under the wall of oppression cards, this musical accomplishes nothing but pandering for a solid hour and a half. Now, before we go any further, to keep from the children who think that they're good at musical theater from disliking without watching the rest of this video, pandering and showing oppression are not the same thing. Wicked, a brilliant musical, tells a complex narrative with not so subtle ties to racism and sexism in our own world. Wicked is a show. It does not pander. It shows oppression through a biased lens, yes, but doesn't hold the ideas of equality groups to a god complex, and it doesn't equate being an equalist with being a superior being. On the contrary, Be More Chill does none of these things. It's a simple narrative and just retelling of stories such as Heather's without the balls to kill anyone. It's not hard to see the similarities with Dear Evan Hansen, 13, Heathers, and even Wicked. This isn't anyone in particular's fault, but it's just a product of a progressively popularized market that is musical soundtracks. As people see more money in the selling of soundtracks, more and more musicals are becoming soundtracks, with few lines poorly written in between scenes. That's what Be More Chill is, a stupid corporate money grab that throws white teens on stage to complain about how bad bullying is. Bullying is a real problem, and to have it shown so poorly on stage is not a good idea if we want anything to be accomplished. But there's another problem. I may be wrong with my experience, but going to a performing arts school and being in community theater since I was 7, most actors are white from my experience. With the main demographic of soundtrack people being teens and the main demographic of teens being white, it's not hard to see that the oppression card are a little bit harder to play, and as white people, we always want to claim oppression. It's a basic need. That's why bullying musicals are so popular recently. It's the only way white privileged teens can play the oppression card. White people are like, oh, look at me, I'm so oppressed because white people get bullied too. I'm relatable. It's sickening to see such an important problem be reduced to a mere oppression card by recent musicals. Be More Chill is no different. It is a white baiting show that tries nothing new. Wicked, to bring up a past example, puts teens on stage without white baiting and shows the flaws of and insecurities of all characters as well as their motivation. No character was objectively evil. While, yes, Wicked was an adaptation of a book, it was at least a warranted adaptation of a book, and the book was good, unlike the Be More Chill book, which isn't worth the read. Wicked incorporates many elements such as complex discordance and 5/8 time signatures, and it's obviously a musical that's not afraid to take risks. It's a musical that shows bullying in the form that is deserved and set up. Be More Chill doesn't take risks and doesn't show bullying as anything other than a product of horrible people. Just because people are horrible. While I don't agree with bullying at all, bullies are not objectively horrible people, like 13 Heathers, Dear Evan Hansen, and Be More Chill would have you come to believe. These musicals don't take risks, and they don't try anything new. They're complete white-baiting trash musicals that use pop music to appeal to as much potential soundtrack purchasers as possible. The use of pop music isn't a bad thing in a musical. While I don't generally enjoy pop music myself, it's still an effective medium in musicals if used correctly, such as in Hamilton. The use of pop music is not only to juxtapose the old white men portrayed on stage, but it's also a relatively digestible medium of music for an audience purposefully indiscriminate. The themes of Hamilton is to tell the Hamilton story to as many people as possible. And with as complex and fast-paced a narrative as Hamilton's, the music must be digestible for the audience. Be More Chill, however, is not a complex or fast-paced narrative. It uses 8-bit music to appeal to the cool kids nowadays. Be More Chill's entire soundtrack is forgettable junky trash that puts bullied people on a pedestal where they can never be wrong. It's unimaginative and only popular because it's been done dozens of times and knows how to follow a formula. It throws 30-year-olds on stage and tells them to play teens in high school and tells the audience that white people are oppressed because bullying exists and affects white people as well as the rest of the world. It's a soulless musical that should be an example of how not to write a musical. Teens like it because it's taboo and contains taboo things like porn and bisexuality. Also, can we talk about the bisexuality in this crap fest? The main character named Jeremy is bisexual, and that's very good. We need bisexual representation in the media nowadays, especially male bisexuality. But for God's sake, can it not make them sluts or addicted to porn? Bisexuals aren't sluts. This play hides behind an oppression card that it doesn't even bother to debunk a stereotype of. In all, this is a piece of crap musical that shouldn't exist. It's by an unimaginative team of formulaic playwright and composer, and it's white-baiting musical that puts a god complex on those who are bullied and makes them out to be objectively good people, and doesn't bother to take risks or debunk stupid, easy to debunk stereotypes. Be More Chill is nothing but a shell of what a musical can be, and should rot in hell. Well, that was emotional, but that was fun. Bye.